I think it goes without saying that not all maps from the past are accurate. In fact, in as recent as the late 18th century, maps were still pretty awful. They did the best they could, but sometimes they made geographical mistakes. For example, the border between Canada and the United States that's supposed to be a straight line that has a bump that's part of Minnesota, that bump's a mistake. The treaty that defined the border thought that this lake was more south and closer to the Mississippi River. So as they were surveying the area to establish the border, they noticed the mistake and compromised with this bump so that they'd technically still be following the treaty. While there was a time in which South Carolina claimed it controlled a piece of land that didn't actually exist, geographically speaking. How on earth did that happen? So the colonial settlers of the 13 colonies wanted to settle further west after Britain acquired the lands up to the Mississippi River from France. But the British instead limited their settlement with a proclamation line of 1763. Many didn't listen, but it was still something the colonies objected to. So, when the United States won its independence, they acquired the land from the British. So naturally, the colonies, now states, wanted to allow their settlers to expand west, and so they claimed patches of this new land for their respective states. The problem was, many of their claims overlapped each other. Some referenced the original colonial charter, which would have vague language like, their colony was between X and Y parallel and extended from, quote, sea to sea. So some claims would just flat out go in a small straight line to the Mississippi River, even if the other states were in the way. Then of course the bigger colonies like New York and Virginia claimed huge amounts of territories which also overlapped. But these claims wouldn't last because of not only how confusing it was, but also because of the transition from the Articles of Confederation to a constitutional federal republic. Now, the states weren't competing, so to speak. So the new mentality was the idea of making new states out of the acquired territories. So the states agreed one by one to eventually reduce their claims and eventually cede their claims entirely in some cases. Many states got some minor concessions, but most of it was going to become new states. South Carolina in 1787 agreed to cede their claim. The problem is, it never existed geographically, so what did they claim? According to their claim, they claimed a land extended from the northwest South Carolina border at the headwaters of the Savannah River, 12 miles wide, to the Mississippi River. So from what they thought, they owned all of this. Firstly, why would they claim a strip that small? That's silly. Well, admittedly, it's partly because they wanted to claim something, and with this ceded territory, they couldn't take stuff from Georgia, but they could at least beat North Carolina to it. It's something. However, after they ceded the territory, later map surveyors found that based on the wording, it didn't exist. Turned out that the headwaters of the Savannah River actually were slightly in Georgia, not South Carolina. So there was no border of South Carolina at the headwaters of the Savannah. As a result, that strip never existed. It may not have mattered that much since they ended up ceding the claim, but if somehow they would have been granted that strip and actually kept it, that would have led to a border dispute with Georgia further down the line. Which, border disputes between the states were nothing new for American history, but it's still an interesting example on how geography is really important. I'm Emperor Tigerstar, and I'll see you guys next time.